A man goes into a spa treatment hoping to come out feeling reinvigorated and more happy in his life, and ends up discovering that they've cloned him and now there's two of him. Paul Rudd stars in Living With Yourself, and this is my non-spoiler review. Hey there guys, I'm Tom's clone and this is Tom's Take, and if you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, or in this case, a Netflix series. This is Living With Yourself, starring Paul Rudd and Paul Rudd. So this was a series that intrigued me. I was very intrigued by this, mainly because of Paul Rudd. I'm a huge fan of his, from everything from his comedies to his work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I just think he's a very entertaining presence on screen. And the concept of this show, I think, was really smart. Now, of course, you know, having the same actor play a clone of himself, that's been done several times before in other mediums. Most recently, we had Gemini Man with Will Smith, which is a movie I actually quite enjoyed. And I thought, oh, you can't get any better than two Will Smiths. Well, apparently you can. You can get two Paul Rudds. And this show is very good. Actually, this show is quite good. And I think the main reason why this show works as well as it does is because you have Paul Rudd. And Paul Rudd, we always think of him as just the comedic guy. But Paul Rudd, when he wants to turn on the dramatic acting chops that he has, he can pull that off really well, because this show has such a good mix of drama and comedy, and this show gets very dark too, especially towards the last couple of episodes of this season. And this character, and both of these characters, Paul Rudd himself and his clone, they both have like different personalities, and even though they're the same guy, for an actor like Paul Rudd, who sort of gets put in a little comedy box, I think, in Hollywood, where people just see him as the funny guy, this show really gives him more of an opportunity to show that he actually has some dramatic range as well, and he does that exceptionally well in this series, as well as the darkness, and this character almost like has depression at certain points in this show. You needed a really talented actor to be able to pull off playing two versions of himself. I think the writing of this show is also very, very good. Somehow they managed to balance this light tone with dark tones and really deep, and it asks a lot of questions. And I think being able to blend that humor with the more serious subjects that this show deals with, this show's really got a bit of everything. I mean, and the surprises and the twists and turns in this series is just great, because honestly, like, I didn't find this show at all predictable. When I first started watching episode 1 and 2, I thought, okay, I can kind of guess where this show's gonna go, and then by the end, I'm like, okay, I had no idea it was gonna go that direction. I'm curious about whether we are gonna get a season 2 for this show, because the thing with Living With Yourself is where season 1 ends, and on Netflix it does say season 1, it doesn't say limited series, so I'm guessing we're gonna get a season 2, or at least that is the plan, because where season 1 ends, it leaves you with some threads that haven't been fully fleshed out yet. So there are a lot of questions that I still have about where this show could go, because the ending leaves you wondering certain things. That's not to say that if they didn't do a season 2 and this was just meant to be a limited series, that's not to say that the ending was bad, but I think if we get another season for Living With Yourself, being able to flesh out and answer some of those questions that we still have, I think overall would be beneficial to the series as a whole. The only negative I have for Living With Yourself is there's an element to this show, there's something missing that would take this show from being really good to great. And I haven't quite worked out what that missing element is yet. I'm still trying to ponder as to what that is. But again, maybe if we get a season 2, and I certainly hope we do get a season 2, maybe that season 2 will have that element that I'm seeking, or it will answer some of these questions that we have. Honestly, if you're at all interested in seeing Living With Yourself, I would definitely go and check this out. Living With Yourself is a thumbs up from me. If you get the chance, check out this show. I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you like Paul Rudd as just a human being, because he's awesome. Thank you very much for watching this review. My name is Tom. Remember to hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies, and I will see you guys next time.